I woke up, we're sunrise at 4:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
I look at my phone, 1,500. I'm like, what's going
What's
on?
this?
Right, so I go to work, come back home, ask my dudes. I said, my dude, I know for a fact you ain't put the money in my account. Where does
Yeah.
junk come from? So we end up go looking at it, come from the business,
Yeah.
right? And that was on a split commission, right? That was just somebody that I had introduced to the business, and somebody else had did the work for me, and I got split commission. So I really
Mhm.
could, if I did it myself, I would have made $3,000.
Yeah.
And I,
Welcome back to another episode of Soulful Prosperity Podcast, where we align wealth with well-being. Today we got a special episode. Hope y'all can learn a lot. But we got a special guest today, Myles. He gonna teach y'all a lot about life insurance and a lot of things you probably didn't know that you can really you can use in life. And something I've been learning a lot from him, just mentally, just even the words he used, he going to make you think for real. But let's go ahead and get to this episode, man.
so
How
man,
you feeling today?
and I feeling good, man. I appreciate having me on, having your platform, man. I'm excited to talk to you people. Excited to talk to you. I'm gonna get y'all some good information, some good value today. So I'm ready to get into it, man.
Man, can you tell us about like your journey and what like led you into life insurance?
Sure, yeah. Pretty much, I've been studying these products and services for a long time, for years, even back in high school. And then one day, one of my friends, my brother's friends, actually asked me to help him out and just learn a little bit about what he's doing career wise.
Yeah,
And so, me being a good friend, I said, "Sure, man." And went to his office, and as they're educating me on what it is that he's doing, man, I'm listening. It sounds
yeah,
too good to be true. Like, hold
hmm
on, let me do a little research. Let me, just listen more. And the more they was talking, the more intrigued I became, and I just fell in love with what it is that they were doing. And ever since that point, man, I've been in the business, and I've been selling these products and services, and it, selling life insurance, man.
What's the first product you ever sold? Like, what was the first time you ever made a sale
First, it took me
or make
so
got a client?
yeah. So I've been in the business for a little bit over a year,
Yeah,
and actually coming up on 2 years, right? So a year some change.
yeah,
And my first sale was a couple months into the business. I was kind of iffy.
yeah,
The process was, you come on part time. Not everybody's full time. Not everybody's full throttle,
mhm,
right? So everybody has different processes when it comes to, starting to make their income. But I tell you, within the first couple of weeks, almost a month, um, I made my first sale, and it
yeah.
was $1,500.
Would it make you feel like you were
I
happy?
tell you, I tell you how I got it. I just woke up one day. I
Yeah,
was I was working at FedEx,
yeah,
and I woke up. We're in sunrise at 4:30 in the morning.
hmm
I look at my phone, 1,500. I'm like, what's going
What's
on?
this?
Right, so I go to work, come back home, ask my dudes. I said, my dude, I know for a fact you ain't put the money in my account. Where does
Yeah,
junk come from? So we end up go looking at it, come from the business,
yeah,
right? And that was on a split commission, right? That was just somebody that I had introduced to the business, and somebody else had did the work for me, and I got split commission. So I
mhm,
really could, if I did it myself, I would have made $3,000,
yeah,
and I made that 1,500 with my head on the pillow.
yeah.
So
In your
that's,
sleep.
yeah, in my sleep, right? And
Yeah.
so from that point forward, man, I just been doing the same thing, man.
How can somebody else make some money, make 3,000 or 1,500 in their sleep
I mean,
off of
just
life insurance?
yeah, it's about passive income, the residual income.
Yeah,
Just doing it. Honestly, the way that our company structures our, commissions and payouts, man, you get, there's so many different ways to make money. There's several ways to make money in the business. Whether that be through a policy, through an annuity, through, we do debt consolidate. There's a lot of stuff that we do as a company. But as a life insurance agent, even if you were to get a policy with me today,
mhm,
as long as you're paying on it, I'm getting paid from it as well.
mhm,
So 30 years down the line, that same insurance policy that I paid you, I'm still getting paid on it. So
mhm.
I could be getting $100 a month for something I did 30 years ago.
So once you put the policy in, basically you getting paid forever. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's key. That's
It's
hard.
residual. It's the power of residual income, right? So
Residual income.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. With YouTube,
Hmm.
like YouTube videos, you can get paid down the line.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
mean, think about all of these rappers and these artists that made songs in the
yeah,
'90s or the '80s or however
yeah.
long ago, and they're
Still
still
getting
making bank,
paid.
right?
Yeah.
People that made that one song that blew up, and
Hmm.
they're set for life because of the residual. Every time someone listens to that song, they get something,
Yeah.
right? And so every time you pay into your policy, I get something just for producing it. So
I just talked about that like in a video I made like yesterday. Walking my dog, it was like Jello ball. He just
mhm,
lit one song.
exactly.
8 mil,
8 mil.
one
I
song.
think, and That was 8 mil from the song from the label. I know he got signed to the label
It's
as
eight
well.
mil. Then like it can go up to 13.
Yeah, man.
That's lit.
Exactly. That's the power of residual and that passive income. So for those that are looking for a way to generate that passive income, that residual income, where you can make that type of money in your
Mhm.
sleep or where you're not working, right? And I would tell you this as well. I know now from being in the business how long that actually took for my mentor who actually wrote the policy. How long do you think it took her to do that to make that 1,500? Because it was a split commission, right? So we both got 15. Could
How
have been
long it took her to make the
to write that policy.
a day, week,
Not even close.
day,
Took about an hour.
hour? So in an hour she made 3,000. That's tough.
Had that been someone that she brought, that she introduced,
Yeah.
she would have got that full 3,000. Had it been someone, if I knew how to
Oh,
do
so
it,
it's 1,500, 1,500.
it was 1,500 because it was a split, right? So
Yeah.
I brought the person, right?
She did the
She did
yeah.
the work,
Yeah.
right? And that was because I was new, right? But now that I'm bringing the people, I get the full commission. So that same 3,000 or the same 1,500 is now 3,000 because I'm doing all the work. And that whole process from talking to them to getting them a policy, about an hour or two of your time.
Mm.
Now I don't know where y'all who you know or where do you know that you can work at to where you can make an $1,000, 1,500, 3,000 in an hour, 2 hours of your time.
It's not many places.
There's not many places. And I can tell you what, for a fact, especially here in Memphis, there's no job
Mm.
that'll get you that. And so I mean that's the importance of also being your business, being an entrepreneur,
Mhm.
having your own income and being able to do things of that nature to where you're working for yourself, you're not working for someone else. That's the type of opportunity, the doors that open when you become your own business, you become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's I feel like that is like the best feeling when you can wake up and you got paid from something like you ain't do nothing for real. It's
Yeah,
something you did in the past and you can get paid from it. Or you can get paid just in your house and doing something for 30 minutes to an
that's
hour.
right.
And you get 1,500 like or 3,000 if you do the whole process yourself. I feel like that's very powerful.
Yeah.
But how could somebody get into life insurance? How long would it take them to get into life insurance to write their own policy?
Man, the beautiful thing about the life insurance industry, although it's a highly regulated industry, is one of the lowest barriers of entry to get into.
Hmm.
When you compare insurance to real estate and all these other industries, right, that require a license and certification, these other industries take some you have to take a 90-hour course for real estate. That could take up to like a month for a lot of people. A lot of people take 6 months, right? But to
Hmm.
answer your question, man, you can get started in life insurance in about 4 days. It took me 4 days to get my license, my background check, and my fingerprints.
Hmm.
Right. So I did all of that in the span of 4 days. I studied for my test. Look, from one day to 4 days, I studied for my test about 20, 30 minutes a day. Did my fingerprints and my background check because again, it's a highly regulated industry. You're dealing with people's money, social security, bank accounts, things of that nature. But after that, all that comes back, it'll take you 4 or 5 days. All right. And the test is so easy. I probably got 100 on the test. I'm confident. It doesn't tell you the results. Like it just tells you pass or fail. But I know I got like 100 on the test. The barrier of entry is so low to get into the industry, and it's the most compensated industry. Do your research. Look it up. What is the most compensated industry that there is in America? Financial services. This is what I'm doing. Right. And so again, highest compensation level, lowest barrier of entry. I mean, for me, it was a no brainer.
Hmm. So whether like you a content creator or a business owner, is it better to learn? Because it's obviously good to learn these things, but do you think it's better to have somebody else handle these things for you, or for you to just always like as a business owner? Because like me, I got 3 different channels and I got a schedule every day. I'm doing something every day. Like, is it better for me to like? I'm gonna learn this. Obviously, I'm gonna learn it,
Yeah.
but is it better for me to have somebody else handle it, or to
When
have or you to handle it all yourself?
That's the beauty of it because I mean, I speak for my company specifically,
Mhm.
PSP agency. I mean, our structure enables you to work the business the way you want to work it. So
Mhm.
if you're somebody who's a busy person who you got your own lane, you got your social media going, you got
Mhm.
3 different channels, you don't have time to really go out and write policies. That's okay. The same way I sent my person to my upline, my mentor, do the same thing, right?
Mhm.
And so we tell a lot of people that are busy, right? Because if you ask them, do you make enough money? Or would you like to make more money? A lot of people are content, but everybody can make more money. Nobody's satisfied with where they are. And so when it comes to the opportunity to make that additional income with the something like an hour to your time, if you can make, if I told you you can make $1,000 in an hour, and you don't really have to take away from too much because everybody got an hour of free time in the day,
Mhm.
right? And so that enables you to make that income where you're not trading your time for money, right? And so now you're getting paid based off of your value and not your time, because the value that you bring to that person enables you to get that income, that $1,000 versus $20 an hour. Now you're getting $1,000 an hour, right? And so pretty much, yeah. I mean, if you're somebody that's focused on what they got going, and if you want to learn, absolutely. But there's also a lane for you to learn, but not have to be involved.
Mm.
And I think that's the most really the best part, right? You don't have to be as engaged and as involved as you would think that you need to be
Yeah.
to still make that income.
How would you define life insurance for someone that never heard it?
Life insurance is risk management.
Yeah.
When you get life insurance or without life insurance, if something happens to you, who is responsible for what happens
Mhm.
after? You are.
Yeah.
When you get life insurance, you're putting the responsibility on the insurance company. So if something happens to you, well, first of all, life insurance, we're all gonna die. So that's a fact.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna die,
Mhm.
right? So, but while you're still alive, you can use insurance while you're still alive. A lot of people don't know about that.
You could
Um,
take some portion out.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But what life insurance is pretty much is putting the onus, putting the responsibility on the insurance company to take care of you while you're out, instead of you having to come out of pocket and file for bankruptcy. The number one reason for a bankruptcy in America is because of a medical emergency. So if you had life insurance and you were able to take out, say for example, you had $500,000 life insurance and something happened to you, chronic illness, cancer, stroke, heart attack, you could take up to 80% of that death benefit, that
Mhm.
half a million, that's like 400,000.
Yeah.
You can take that 400,000 tax free, and it's in your pocket. Now you can that'll take care of your mortgage, your insurance, your car note, everything. For however long, next 6 months, 12 months that you're out, 18 months that you're out, that $400,000 is in your pocket to where you don't have to file for bankruptcy. You don't have to go sell the car. You don't have to go sell the house. You don't have to move out.
You can
You're
just
taken care of.
heal. Mhm.
But
Get back
who's
right.
taking care of you? The insurance company.
Mhm.
That's not your money, but it is your money, right? And so
Mhm.
that's pretty much what insurance is. It puts the risk and the onus on the insurance company to take care of you.
Yeah. 'Cause like insurance, like with a car, in a sense.
I mean, think about it. We put insurance on
Almost everything.
our phone.
Yeah.
I know you probably got some warranties on the mics,
Mhm.
right? Insurance on the car, insurance on the house. But what's the one thing that if it stops working, nothing else will work, nothing else will go? You.
Mhm.
The one thing that stops working, nothing else will go is you and your life. So if you're not putting insurance on yourself, you're your most valuable asset. Not your watch, not your car, not your house. You are your most valuable asset because you earn those things. But if you're out of commission, then nothing else will continue to go.
You know, crazy what I thought about. A lot of times I be passing on them 99 warranties.
Hmm.
You need them
You need them though, man.
warranties. You need them
I mean,
warranties.
but the thing about it is the difference between a warranty and life insurance is this may or may not break.
Yeah.
You may or may not use that warranty, but we're all guaranteed to die. So why? So when you get life insurance is saying to your loved ones, "I love you enough to make sure that when I pass away, the only thing you have to worry about is grieving and not any financial pain."
Mhm.
Right? Um, so many people, when we pass away, we're doing the GoFundmes, we're doing the fish fries,
Yeah.
you know, passing the hat
Man.
around, right? Oh, help us, put so and so in the casket.
Yeah.
Um, but when you get life insurance, it's saying, "Hey, I got you all taken care of." Um, and even it's more than just putting yourself in the ground. It's also passing over wealth.
Mhm.
Life insurance is the cheapest way to pass over wealth and generational wealth, especially in our community. One in every four African American households doesn't have life insurance. And what I can tell you, I don't know the statistic, but I can tell you from experience and from knowing and just being aware, that statistic is not true amongst other demographics. It's just us.
Yeah.
So one of the
Why you
easiest,
think that is?
it's a mindset thing. We're just not aware of it. I
Mm.
mean, if you want to get into the actual, like, actual meat and potatoes of what it is, I mean, the government actually restricts certain information being shared to people. So that's why they're paying insurance agents to go out in the community and market to these demographics that aren't aware of these things, because there's certain things that insurance companies are prohibited by law to say, to educate people on.
Mm.
So they say, hey, and when was the last time you seen an insurance commercial? You don't see those anymore. So they know we're paying not to have ads anymore. We're paying to have everything, live stream, and no ads, no commercials. And so they know that. And so they know that
So,
there's a lot of demographics of people that they'll
yeah.
never be able to reach unless somebody from that demographic teaches them.
Mm.
So they paying us commercial. I mean, think about how much money it takes for any company to get on a Super Bowl commercial. Millions, tens of millions of dollars, right? So
They're
they're
not
paying.
paying $10s of millions to help people.
Say again.
They're not gonna pay tens of millions to help somebody.
Right, but they instead of putting that money into a commercial,
Yeah.
now they're giving it to the agents.
Mm.
So now you're getting paid $1,000, 3,000. Because like I said, bro, if I had wrote that policy myself, that's 3,000
Mm.
in that 1 hour. That's how much people make in a month. That's 30 days worth of work for some people.
Mm.
Hundreds of hours of work, or I say 60, 80 hours of work for some people. I did in 1 hour.
Yeah,
So
that's
think about
crazy.
how that. I mean, what would 3,000 do for you? What would 1,000? What would an extra 500 a month do for you? An extra $500.
Mm.
That's honestly, it may not seem it, but it's life changing money for some people. Some
Mm.
people are behind. Some people are living paycheck to paycheck. What would an extra $500 do
Shit,
once or twice a month?
I need five.
You put an
At
extra,
least.
2 to 4 hours a month
Yeah.
into whatever. Out of 30 days, put an extra 2 to 4 hours in, you can make an extra $500.
It's groceries.
It's groceries, it's rent,
Yeah.
car notes, insurances,
Them little bills
subscriptions.
on me.
You know,
Yeah.
um, and that just opens up your time. Now you're not working double shifts and
So basically,
overtime. Yeah,
you think not you think that insurance makes it save time because a lot of time we like you said we working man 3,000 we working that's for most people that's 2 months of work not
yeah.
even 1 month
Some
it's
people,
2 months
some
not even two
for
three
some
they
people,
did
yeah,
so it's like that time is valuable like being able to make money fast
hmm
like not fast but making money but make money fast I ain't gonna lie making money using your knowledge and using your connections and
yeah.
being able to teach people and help people it's like being a marketer in a sense.
It That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
We're a financial marketing organization, so that's
Yeah.
exactly, we market these products and services from these insurance companies such as AIG, National Life Group, Mutual of Omaha, Aflac. All of these companies, these insurance companies, we're
Affleck on
yeah,
me.
right. And so these are some of our sister companies that we're in direct partnership with. And so, to your point, it's not trading your time for money. That's what a job is.
Mhm.
You give them your time, and they give you money for that time. But here, it's like an hour of your time, you're getting 5 times what somebody else would have gotten that same amount of time. And so, you're not trading your time for money. You're trading your value for money, and that value that you bring with these products and services is worth that amount of money. So, and they're gonna pay you what you're worth.
Your your time is your money.
Yeah, time is money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you determine your own value. You got to put yourself in a place to where,
What's your value? That's the thing. People value themselves low
yeah.
in
I
a
mean,
sense.
think about McDonald's.
Yeah.
You got all of these CEOs, CFOs, in the office and whatnot. But who? I mean, the customers are going to the McDonald's store. They're not going to the McDonald's corporate office. They're
Yeah.
going to the.
They going
So
to the
who?
store.
Yeah. So who's the most important? It's the workers. It's the people that's actually flipping the patties and salting the fries. Those are the most important people, but they're getting paid the least.
I heard that's gonna be the fall of America. That it's gonna be the wage. Cause the wage in itself is still like seven. The
No,
minimum wage is
it's up
seven.
now. It's up now. I think it's around. It's up now.
Like most states it's like seven. 'Cause Louisiana, that gym was cheap. I was in
Yeah.
Louisiana college. Like that's really how I left because
hmm
it's like the economy went. But as soon as I left, guess what came? 50 Cent
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
Shreveport. That's like right 30 minutes away from where I was from.
hmm
But it was like if they don't raise these wages, 'cause everything else rising. That's what like I heard,
Facts.
and I agree on that. Like they gotta. you gotta understand your value.
Yeah.
Until we understand, cause we got the power. Like you said, the workers got the power. Like
Yeah.
even with the TikTok thing, the TikTok, it was like everybody went to this Red Note app. It
Yeah.
made them got to go force TikTok to keep going. It's like
Facts.
we control it. We just gotta understand it.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, I know you mentioned about how everything's going up,
Yeah.
but the minimum, but the wages, right?
Yeah.
Not even minimum wage. If you look at the statistics, on average, people are getting paid the same amount that they've been getting paid for the last couple of decades,
Mm.
but everything else
Change.
around it is going up.
Yeah.
More housing rates are going up, taxes are going up, inflation going up, right? So all of these things are increasing, but the wages,
Mhm.
right? And so especially with our generation, and this is what I'm going to talk about at our event a little bit,
Mhm.
on the 22nd. Um, man, especially our generation, the model that was given to us about, go to school, work hard, work for a company 20, 30, 40 years, retire with a pension or 401k, it's not going to work anymore. We're not making enough. You have to have a business, a side hustle, an
Yeah.
additional source of income, a passive income, to supplement what you should be earning at your job, but you're not, right? And so for our generation, we have to find ways to make that additional income outside of whatever career that we're pursuing. And so that's why I feel it's so important to, again, find those passive sources of income and put yourself in the best position to make that. And when it comes to what I'm doing, I feel like I'm in the best situation with the most highly compensated industry in America. I think it's in the world, but just to be safe, America.
Mhm.
And economically, America is the best country to be when it comes to finances and financial power and things of that nature.
Mhm.
So we're in the most dominant industry that I would say in the world. If the whole world, would you agree that the whole world runs around money?
Mm. Yeah.
The world
For
don't move
sure.
without money, bro. And so I mean, when you're
I
dealing
say
with
America don't move without money.
like, facts,
Cause like that's really how we stop this. If we all stop spending for a day, America fall. It's over
it's
for
over with.
America.
It's over with.
The market gonna crash. A lot
Yeah.
of stuff gonna crash. Cause if we stop spending, cause like think about it. This is what I learned. I just be listening. I be listening, and
Hmm.
I'm hearing you, and I'm hearing like the other side, like why people be scared of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like it's just it's meant for us to spend. We in the world we live in America is meant to us to consume to spend.
Yeah.
Every month is a holiday.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't celebrate most holidays. I
mhm.
don't even, it's man-made holidays. So I don't celebrate man-made holidays. I
Yeah.
believe in God. So I be like, bro, it's just meant for us to consume. What's the holiday for this month? January
January.
1st. That's the first
I guess.
thing,
I guess New
and
Year's,
then it's gonna be Martin Luther King Day.
and then you got Valentine's Day, February,
Yep. What's
March.
March? What's March?
Is
Easter,
it?
Easter, and then is March Easter? No, March, April, Easter.
And then I think it's Saint. I want to say Saint Patrick's
Some
Day.
it's some then every month though. Like
Yeah.
you
Every
see, it's
month is
it's
something.
something
Yeah.
to make you consume and spend that money and waste that day of just
Exactly.
partying and doing
And
things.
so that's the other part of it when it comes to insurance. What we do as a company at PHP
Yeah,
is we don't just tell you about insurance, we tell you
yeah,
about financial literacy,
yeah.
because there's no point in you investing in something if you don't know how it's going to affect you personally in your day to day or economically or as a community,
Mhm,
right? And so we're not just telling you to go put your money here, right? We're telling you diversify your portfolio, and here's something that you may not have known about that can help you get that additional income, that can help you build that nest egg of a retirement or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you're looking to grow. um and so all of this is diversification and education about things that people, I mean, most people don't know about, being able to build cash value in your insurance policy,
mm,
pulling out tax free, right? There a lot of people know about, if I say a Roth or a Roth IRA, a lot of people know about that. Oh yeah, you get the tax advantages, you do it. Okay, yeah. But there's a lot of stipulation with a Roth. There's a amount, there's a limit of how much you can put in.
mhm.
There's a limit of how much you can make to even contribute into a Roth. But when it comes to a life insurance policy, this is a life insurance is called an IUL. And
IUL.
yeah, IUL, Index Universal Life Insurance. And that's what the rich people call it. They call it the rich person's Roth. Why do
Mhm,
they call it the rich person's Roth? Because this is what the top 1% are using for those, um for their family. Are you familiar with the Rockefellers?
yeah.
So the Rockefellers have a strategy. It's called the Rockefeller waterfall method. And
Mhm.
so whenever there's a new baby born in the Rockefellers, that at the moment that social security number comes, which is a couple days or hours after they're born,
Mhm.
they get themselves an IUL and they pay into the IUL for. I mean, they're able to put
Yeah.
probably tens of thousands of dollars into it every year. That's because they're already well off,
So
right?
as soon as they
So by the time they're
mm,
18, getting ready to graduate college or graduate high school, they set for life.
they up.
They can go to. I mean, it's giving me goosebumps. There's, I mean, they can have like anywhere from six figures to. I mean, the Rock they probably got millions of
Yeah, they
dollars.
put even more in.
Right, they're putting tens of thousands of dollars into it in a
Mhm.
month. Why? Because they know
They can
what it's
build
gonna do. Right, and so we're not telling you you got to put tens of thousands. But I mean,
ten
if you got
dollars.
money
Yeah.
to discretionary income that you can invest into yourself, into your family, into your future, and it's gonna get you them type of returns.
You got to do it.
You, it's a no brainer.
I think it be the thing is that people they don't think long term. They think of the right. What can
Exactly.
how can I get a million next year or right
Right,
now?
right. It's not a I mean, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's something that we need to that mindset we need to adopt as a community. 'Cause like I said about those statistics about 1 in 4 African American households don't have insurance. I mean, we're even aside from the IUL, just having some type of insurance so that you can pass over that wealth
Hmm.
when you do pass away. I think is important to have, right? I just made a video on my social media about Master P.
Hmm.
Master P created No Limit Records, and the way he was able to start funding that record label was from a $10,000 insurance policy that his granddad gave him. Right, so amongst his family, his grandfather passed away. Each member of the family got $10,000. He took that 10,000. He started No Limit Records.
Hmm.
No Limit Records produced Snoop Dogg, Mystical, UGK. The international anthem,
Hmm.
Hustlers. All of these people came from a $10,000 insurance payout from Master P's grandfather, and from that he was able to start something.
You know who I
Imagine
first heard insurance from?
where
Kevin Hart.
really
It was like a interview he did. He was like
I know what you're talking
his
about.
mom left him and his brother like money
Yep.
and like they got it 6 months later. That's when I
Hmm.
got intro. I was like,
Yeah.
this is really
I
real.
mean, and he's like, man, mama, you had all this money. You
Mhm.
out of you, and you, because they're living up there in Philly, and I'm not saying I don't know the situation, but I from some of the stories I hear,
Yeah.
they're living a little rough.
Yeah.
And they're getting this big lump sum of money
Yeah.
when she passed away. And mind you, he has a lot of siblings, so there's a lot of people that was getting. I want to say they all got like 100,000 or something like that. I don't know, maybe it could have been less, but even still, even if they got 20,000 each, that's some money you can play with, right? And so think about what that will do for your family members or your children or even you, right? So for the people that's watching, that have parents or older individuals that aren't insured, tell them to think about you. Hey, what about me? How you gonna help me when you pass? So at the very least, you can afford to pay for the funeral and have them a good transition. Um, but if we're thinking about generational wealth and passing over that wealth, it's a no brainer.
If someone is just starting to think about life insurance, what's the first step they should take, like to get if they a kid, let's say teenager. 'Cause I got like a lot of teenager high school students. Let's say how can they get their family to go ahead and do that so I can get when they go into college because a lot of college students right now they don't have them. We going through things that people probably can't imagine because they getting all these loans and stuff. Then we making like it worse instead of making it better.
Yeah.
So how could they get their parents to understand like if we do this now when I'm 14, 15, I might have some money for college to I can spend.
It comes down to just awareness.
Yeah.
Um, if you know about it and you're
If you
serious,
know you can do
yeah.
it.
If you know it, you can do it.
Yeah.
But that's a thing that plagues our community is the ignorance of what it is, period, and
Mhm.
what it can do. And then another part of it is even though they know what it can do, they still like, nah, I let him get it on his own. 'Cause, I think we talked about this the other day where, um, you know, some black families and really any family. I'm just talking about our community because
Mhm.
I can speak on it. Is they'll say, oh, I know I got it on my own, so they got to get it how I got it. I got it out the mud, so they. No, your job as a parent is to put your children in a position to where they don't have to go through the struggles that you went through,
Mm.
right? And
For
so
sure.
just the first step is about awareness. So if you're like a teenager watching this or college, whatever the case may be, and you wanted to invest for yourself, now you know, right? And
Yeah.
if you want to take advantage, if you want your family to know about this and take advantage of it, the first step is awareness, right? Ask them, what do we have? Do we have anything,
Yeah.
right? How much are we paying? How much would we get, right? And these are conversations that need to be had anyway.
Got to.
When it comes to the household and how money's moving and what's gonna happen when people die or whatever the case may be, what's coming in the will.
Yeah.
All of these are estate planning. All these are conversations that need to be had anyway.
Mm.
That I know as a community that we're not having as frequently as we should. And
We talking about
we
BS.
talking about bills. We talking. I mean, but look, that's even a good conversation because
Yeah.
it- But why are we talking about bills? We're not talking about bills because
Not
of
bills. I'm talking about BS.
BS.
We talking
Okay, yeah,
about
facts,
shit that don't matter.
facts. I agree with that.
It's not gonna matter in a year.
Right? Gossiping,
Yeah.
drama, all of these things that's
Mm-hmm.
not going to serve anybody but the people that you're talking about, right? And so if we switch just our topics, switch what we're talking about, our conversations
Yeah.
into how we build wealth and how we're going to pass over and things of that nature, then I mean we'll be in a whole different place just based off of a conversation. So the first step is awareness. I mean that's the first step of anything. If you want to
Yeah.
change something, you have to be aware of it,
Yeah.
right? If you're an alcoholic,
You gotta be aware I'm an
you
alcoholic.
gotta you gotta admit it. You say, "Hey man, I'm an alcoholic. I need help."
Yeah.
Right? But what's the 5 stages of grief? The first stage is denial. That's the first stage is denial. You're gonna deny that there's a problem. That's why we're so plagued as a community. Because we all think we all doped and dandy.
We
Uh,
deflecting.
right. Oh,
That's
I'm
all we
not
doing.
changing. I'm straight. Y'all just hating. Y'all just
Instead of
nigga.
reflecting, we deflecting.
Right. Exactly. Exactly right. And so, man, just being aware is the very first step, and then from that point forward, after you're aware, you can take steps to changing your situation. And obviously, that does take time, but
Yeah, for sure.
you'll never get anywhere if you're convinced that you're in a good place already.
All right. How can listeners get in touch with you or another financial advisor to get started?
Yeah, so I'm not a financial advisor, but we man, I put my products against a financial advisor every time,
Yeah.
right? Um, we offer that security, that guaranteed
Wait,
income.
what's the difference between both?
So financial advisors, they'll put you in like mutual funds, and they'll put you in things in the stock market, S&P 500, right?
Yeah.
Those type of things, those type of
Mm.
dividends. But the truth about those are, yes, you'll get some returns. I'm not, and again, when it comes to life insurance and what I'm talking about, we're not bashing any of these other products,
Yeah.
but we are educating and advocating for diversity and diversification amongst your
You gotta
portfolio,
have, yeah. You
right?
could
And
do
so,
both.
exactly. So, one thing about them is those are subject to gains, but they're also subject to losses, right? And so, what we know, what goes up must come
Must
down,
come down.
right? And so, a lot of those people in those products, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when they'll lose their money, right? And so, what we're doing over here on the life insurance side is educating the community of people about ways that they can put their money to a protected place to where they're never losing and they only have access to gains,
Mhm.
right? And so, that's pretty much the difference between this high level difference between financial advisors and
Yeah.
what we do as life insurance agents. But if they wanted to get in contact with me or, obviously you can reach out to my social media, Myles MYLES_W3SLEY Wesley. My email is mileswestphp@gmail.com. If you have any inquiries, you want to set up book an appointment, and also my link to booking is in my bio as well on Instagram. And so, yeah, man. I mean, we're heavily saturated in all 50 states. We have multiple offices in all 50 states, so it doesn't matter where I have agents, in Texas. I have agents in Colorado, Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee. So it doesn't matter where you are, um, wherever you are watching this. If you're interested in learning about what it is that we're doing, how we help the community, how we help families, um, there's definitely a place for you to take advantage of the products and services and the opportunity.
You pretty much said I was gonna ask you one more message, but you really just said it right there, the
Yeah, man.
message to him. But man, I hope y'all enjoyed this this episode 2 of season 2 of Soulful Prosperity Podcast, man. We just trying to align wealth with well-being, man. We trying to make sure y'all learning different things that like I'm learning. I'm just listening. He really. Wish I had my notes out earlier. I need my notebook for real, for real. I hate taking notes on the phone. But man, you got. I hope y'all taking some notes because you gotta just listen. He really just putting a lot of game, financial game out there that you can take advantage of, even with life insurance. Like, man, I just listening. Hey, I'm finna put me. I might put me in something like for real. Like you gotta just make sure y'all taking these interviews not for granted because he took his time out today to just share that, and I hope y'all appreciate that. And man, I'll see y'all on the next episode. Hope y'all like this episode. Like, comment, subscribe. 444.
Appreciate
Yo, I be saying some shit. You be saying some shit.
you. Appreciate
Shit. I can't think.
you.
All what rich people do, really.